What's up, guys? It's my mind in the working because it's Tuesday, 11 a.m. and it's been such a long time since I've made a show. So, number one, hi to everybody who's a new Montco student. First day last week. The barbecue was amazing. Let me just say that. It's just good to see everyone around. So if you're listening, first time listening to me, because kind of the first time actually I made a show in the fall. Actually, I started in the spring semester of this year. My name is Hiba. And my show always Tuesday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. So you don't get to hear my voice for that often, just 1 hour. And what I do in this show is that I just talk about whatever's on my mind, because my mind's working on all that. Well, let me just say that I'm using my phone for the music, and it's quite scary because I'm scared of a notification coming up, and I'm like, I want to make sure the song's playing smoothly. But thank God nothing happened now, and hopefully nothing happens later. So, meeting Tom Holland on Sunday in Keystone Comic-Con was quite interesting because let me just start right off the bat. It was pricey, okay? Taking a picture with him cost the same as an autograph, which let me just say, is so stupid because if you want to see yourself in the same room as him, might as well just take a picture. Like, who wants to pay an autograph? Come on, that's just the writing. You can just look it up on Google and just write it with your own hand. Be like, oh, that Tom Holland on it. Yeah. So, Keystone Comic Con happened in the Philadelphia Convention Center, and it was quite the big convention center. And what happened is that when me and my siblings went there, actually, let me kind of track back a bit. So when I found out that Tom Holland was actually going to be nearby me, I was 45 minutes away from me. So I was like freaking out. I was like, oh my God, this is great. I wanted to meet him. And the thing is that every time a celebrity comes nearby me in like a convention, a concert, whatever, the first thing I say is, oh my God, I want to meet him. Like, this is so exciting. But it never happens. Okay? It's just one of those fantasies I have that I'm like, oh my God, I want to meet him. I'm so going to meet him. It's like a joke. Okay? I did the same with Tom this time when Tom Holland was going to be nearby, and little did I know we actually were going to go and meet him, okay? So my sister was like, oh my God, he's here, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to meet him. Next thing I know, the next day, my sister's like, yeah, I bought the tickets. I'm like, you're kidding. I didn't know how to function. It was an incredible experience. And, so I went to the convention center, and let me just say, it was really pricey. Okay, I know he's a Marvel actor, like Marvel is such a huge billion-dollar company type of thing, and I understand that, but like, wow, I can't even say the price, it was too much. So we went there, and thank God, okay, let me point out, every photo op, taking a picture with him, you can include up to 4 people, which means you can all split the money so you won't have to pay that much. That's what me and my siblings did. We all split the money, and it was all right. So we go up to the convention center, and we also attended his panel, which in my opinion is much more like worthy, or like it's worth going to, if that makes sense, than to take a photo op because of the money that you spend. And oh my God, the panel, I can't even describe. Okay, I'll tell you right now, I haven't met a celebrity in my life. Okay, that was the only time I met a celebrity and was like 2 inches away from him. Okay, so it was a big deal for me. Okay, Tom Holland, come on, like huge actor. So let me just say, best Spider-Man out there, no debates. Okay, I mean, I know it's debatable, but like Spider-Man, like Tom Holland's the best one. I'll explain later. But so when I went into the convention center, I went to the panel, I sat down, I was like, oh my God, he's literally gonna be on the stage. Like, I'm gonna see, like, I had never seen like a celebrity in front of my eyes. Like, I've seen them on like a phone, a laptop, whatever, interviews. I have never seen them face to face, like any celebrity. So it was a huge deal for me. And so I sat in the panel, and next thing I know, like, these 2 hosts come out. They're incredible hosts. Let me just say, shout out to the DJ who was like putting music in the convention center, in the panel, sorry, because his tapes were fire, okay? Like, he did these remixes, the Marvel, like, theme song remix, and then into Spider-Man. It was incredible. I was trying to look it up yesterday, actually. I wanted to put it on the show, but I couldn't find it on YouTube or nowhere. I couldn't find his name anywhere, and I'm, like, really frustrated. But he was an incredible DJ, okay? Shout out to him. And so they made entertainment. They like entertained us during the hour of waiting. And I was like, oh my God, I just want to see him. Oh my God. the feeling, okay, they introduced those two people who are gonna ask them questions, right? And so next thing I know, they're like, now please welcome Tom Holland. My vision was like, whoa, I'm gonna see him right there. And as soon as he comes out, I was like, oh my God, he's right in front of my face. Like, I wasn't in the front seat, by the way, but just the idea of being in the same room with, like, breathing the same air as, I can't even describe it. Just him right there. I'm like, even when he was talking, I know he has a British accent and everything, but when he's talking on a microphone, I'm like, I'm pretty sure the real Tom Holland is like behind the scenes voice over, like talking, and that person's just voice overing. That is not Tom Holland. I couldn't believe it. Like, oh my God. I can't even describe it. Like, he was just there, you know? The entire time in the panel, I was like, oh my God. This is my first time being in the same room as, oh my God. Like, he was in freaking Endgame, okay? Like, this is how big of a deal it is. So, the entire panel was incredibly, like, funny and nice. I really liked because it was like more intimate. Like, I felt like I was in the same, well, I am in the same room as him. I was gonna say it felt like in the same room as him, but it was really nice. And he talked a lot. I think there's one thing he talked about, how when he first became Spider-Man, when he wore the suit for like 11 hours while filming, he said that he couldn't get any pee breaks because he felt bad for asking for pee breaks. And so when he came home, he told his mom, like, hey, I didn't get any pee breaks for 11 hours. I wore the suit, whatever. The next day, the producer's like, hey, Tom, by the way, like, are you comfortable with the suit? And Tom was like, yeah, I'm comfortable too. What do you mean? Then the producer's like, well, I got a call from your mom, and she said that you needed a pee break and you didn't ask for it. So anytime you need them, let me know. And from then, his mom would always call up Tom and make sure he has his pee breaks. It is the cutest story I've ever heard. I'm like, oh my God. And he also told us about his many injuries that he's had. I kind of lost count from them. He listed so many injuries. I'm not even kidding. I was like, oh my God. He talked about how him and Jake Gyllenhaal like went to this like children like hospital thing, and with the suit he was wearing, he wasn't able to do a backflip that easy. It's hard to make a backflip with that suit on. And like Jake Gyllenhaal was like, come on, Tom, do a flip. Come on, Tom. And then like Tom was like, Jake, what's wrong with you? And then he ended up doing the flip successfully, but like it's because he has to raise his hand up in the air to get perfect balance on the flip, and that suit doesn't allow him to go all the way up. So yeah, but those are little stories that he said in the panel. It was incredible. It felt nice to be in, like, the stories he said, it was very interesting. Of course, they did tell us to not ask him anything about the Sony Disney stuff as much as we wanted to know. But he did mention some things. He's like, hey, I'm of course gonna stay Spider-Man, and we're gonna make some awesome movies. Like, even though I'm out of MCU, like, it's gonna be great. And I'm hoping that something happens with Disney and Sony. Okay, let me just say that right now. I'm hoping a new deal comes out, because like Disney's being very greedy. Okay, let's be honest here. Anyways, pushing out of the way, I'm not gonna argue about this. Yeah, so after the panel finished, I was like, cool. So we head out to the photo op, and I'm like about to pass out. I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna be 2 inches away from him. I can't, like, Tom, oh my God. I have liked this character or actor for so long, and I mean so long by a month. Okay, I've like done like, you know, like when Endgame came out, I wasn't able to watch it because I haven't watched any of the Marvel movies, and I was like planning on for years, but like I never got into it. So I guess Endgame motivated me to rewatch every single Marvel movie, and I did, and I loved it. But I did like 2 movies a day every single day of the week, like constantly Marvel movie over Marvel movie, and also so on. Spider-Man has definitely like sticked out to me the most, because the idea that they're using a 15-year-old instead of a typical adult, like all the Marvel characters are adults, so it's like a little different to have a 15-year-old, and like his relationship with Tony Stark, it's amazing. Anyways, that's why I loved Spider-Man so much. So that's how I kind of started liking Tom Holland more often. And so I was like, cool. So basically the idea we wanted for the photo op was different. We were like, we should do this with him. We should do this with him. And here's the thing. I thought, okay, let me just say right now, I thought that the photo op, when you're going to take a picture, we're going to take our time. We're going to go there, say, hi, I love you. You're great. Love your work. Take the picture, like explain what we're going to do in the picture, say bye, and walk away. That's what I thought, and that would last usually a minute, right? Just keep that in mind while I continue the story, okay? So what we decided to do is that our theme for the photo op was gonna be spill the tea. Okay, that phrase has been like a joke around me and my friends for like the longest time, right? So I was like, I have to get him to do it, not because he's British. Okay, I'm just saying that right now, but like it's funny to us, right? So we got 2 red cups, like those party cups stuff, the thing, and we wrote tea on it. And then my brother held a sign that says spill the tea, and I had a teapot, just to pour it on in his cup, right? And so that was a way for all of us to be close to him in the photo and not like one person next to Tom, one is not, and that kind of thing, right? So, which by the way, if you go to my Facebook, My Mind of the Working, if you can't locate it, go to montcoradio.com, the calendar, click on My Mind of the Working in the calendar, and then it'll take you to my Facebook page. I will be posting a picture, probably not this week because my laptop's broken. And so I'm going to do it not this week, probably next week, of the photo op itself. So, yeah, anyway, so we were going to do that picture, the whole idea of it, and we were so excited. However, you know how I said the sign says spilled tea? Yeah, so we got stopped by like 3 staff members, and they were like, what does that mean? What is this? Is it going to make him uncomfortable? Are we sure? And I swear, some staff members stopped us, and they were like, wait, let's discuss this. And the 2 staff members were literally talking to each other like, should we allow them to take the picture with the spill the tea stuff? Like, what is that? And we kept telling them it's literally spill the beans, but with tea, because it's more modern. And they don't understand that. They're like, I don't get it. Like, what? I'm like, you won't get it because it's not a joke. Like, of course, like, I was scared because I thought they were not going to let us take the sign with us or any of the stuff that has to do with spill the tea. So I was so worried that we're not going to do that photo op and it's just going to be, I don't know. I was really worried. So we literally, after being stopped by like 3 staff members, none of them understood what spill the tea meant. And it was really frustrating because they were like thinking that's inappropriate or like bad or something. It's not. It's just a fun little phrase, okay? At the end, they let us go. And actually, what's it called? When we turned the corner, we saw like a couple people in front of us, and I literally saw Tom Holland right there. I was like, oh my God, he's right there. He's right there. Like, I can't even describe it, okay? So after we approached him, this is when things went downhill, okay? So, number 1, the photo op looks great, okay? But wasn't exactly what I had in mind, okay? So what we had in mind is that another thing that was a joke between me and my friends is that when, like, we take pictures of each other, like, sipping a cup or a teacup or whatever, and, like, looking like, ooh, like, that face of, like, ooh, like, awkward, kind of like being in an awkward situation. It's hard to explain. But I wanted Tom to do that while my sister is, like, doing the same thing and looking at him, and he's looking back at her like, ooh, and then I'm, like, pulling the teacup, like, teapot and the tea, whatever, and I'm like, ooh, and then it's like, it's a funny photo, right? Didn't turn out the way it was, okay? Because as soon as we get in there, they're like, okay, come on, pose. Like, it was so rushed. I didn't even say hi to him. I was like, we got props, and then he was like, oh, cool. Okay, by the way, my British accent is terrible. But he was like, oh, cool. So he didn't mind doing the spill the tea stuff, right? So, because I'm pretty sure you've heard of it. He's an actual meme. Like, let's be honest here. So, we posed with him, and then, again, it was a good photo. Let me just say, it could have gone worse. But we didn't have time to say anything to him. I'm not even kidding. Like, after we took our picture, I was gonna say, hey, you're incredible, I wish you the best of luck. No, they were like, okay, next. Like, the person behind the camera was like, okay, next, go, come on. I'm like, oh my God. I paid that much money to just not say anything, just take a photo? Are you kidding me? And so I was a little, like, mad about it. I was like, okay, I know there's a lot of people out there, but come on. Just, some people, it's like, you have one chance to talk to him, and it's completely blown out. However, my brother did say something to him. He did say, like, keep up the good work, you know, I love your stuff. And then he goes, thanks, man. Like, that's it. That's the only interaction we had with him. And I'm like, ugh, like, there was the one chance. So it was a little sad, right? But we ended up getting a physical copy and I was gonna say mechanical. Well, technology copy, whatever. My mind's not working right now. My mind not working? Not today. Yeah, so I keep slamming my hand on the table because I'm so frustrated. Yeah, so we did take the picture with him. We walked away. I'm not even exaggerating. I thought it was going to take a minute. It took actually 10 seconds, like not even a little bit less. Like it was so quick. I didn't have time to explain my photo. And when I looked at the photo, Tom wasn't putting the cup up to his mouth or anything, which by the way, it was sanitized, so whatever. But he was like, he just looked at the camera like confused, and he was like he opened his mouth like, yeah, oh, I don't know how to describe. He was like confused with his mouth open, so it was like type of thing. That was the photo. Other than that, shout out to my siblings. They actually posed really well. They posed actually exactly what I hoped. It's just Tom's face was like a little different. But again, it was a good photo. He looked great. Everyone looked great. I think it was a great photo. Again, spent a lot of money on it, but photo was great. Again, if you want to see the photo that I took with Tom Holland, you go to Facebook, my Facebook at My Mind of the Working. If you don't find it, go to the calendars, and you go to my brain just farted for a second. So you go to the calendars and MontcoRadio.com and go to My Mind of the Working, and then you'll just see the photo there. Again, I might upload it probably next week, or yeah, I can't do it this week. My laptop's broken down. So, money spending. So, if you haven't been at a convention yet, just let me tell you right now, as much as like, oh yeah, like there's so many cool things around me and stuff like that, like I want to buy everything, everything's really, really, and I can't stress this enough, super duper expensive, okay? Like I saw some Marvel stuff in that convention. Like I saw the Infinity Gauntlet, and that was $300. And let me just say, it's not like a piece of plastic, okay? So the good thing is that the table that had all those like Marvel related props, that I'm talking like the gauntlet, Thor's hammer, Thor's new axe thing, that was all like not plastic. It was made of like heavy metal of some sort. Like I'm not even kidding. So the thing is that in that table, they allowed you to take a picture with the props, and you have to pay $2 for it. So you can take a picture with as much props as you want. You just have to pay $2 for taking a picture with, like, you can take a picture with every single one of them and still pay only $2, right? So I took a picture with the Infinity Gauntlet, and oh my god, that thing is heavy. I'm not even kidding. Okay, so if you just imagine, okay, if you stretch your arms out like horizontally, right? That's as much as I can raise my hand, like holding it. If I raise it higher, I can't. It's that heavy. It's so heavy. I'm not even kidding. It was a really good one. And the fact that it's for $300, I don't blame them. I'm like, this is really heavy. Like, it seemed legit. And my brother did wear it, and he was like experiencing the snap. If you don't know what it is, then I'm not gonna spoil anything. But he did snap with that gauntlet, and he was like, oh my god, I just like relived Infinity War. It's great. There was that. I also took a picture with the hammer, Thor's hammer, the old one. And oh my god, that thing's heavy. I couldn't hold it with one hand. I was like holding it with two hands. I was like, this is too much. But I did have that. Actually, I might post those pictures as well on Facebook. I mean, might as well. Yeah, so that was pretty cool. But the prices, man, like there was one plastic Thor hammer that was not the original size. It was a little smaller. $60. What? I'm like, okay, this is a piece of freaking plastic. Like, let's be honest here. I'm like, what? So there was a lot of those, but it's so pricey. Oh my god, it's so hard to find a good, decent priced item. So all I buy from those conventions are like pins, bracelets, necklaces. Some of the necklaces are like $25. I'm like, come on. I mean, I did end up paying that much for a Stranger Things necklace, but I love that necklace with all my heart. I take care of it really nicely and stuff. Yeah, so there was those type of items, and it's surprising the fact that like oh my god, it's surprising how much people would pay to get those things, and the majority of them are art, which let me say, I don't mind, but like in conventions, I look for like items I can keep, like hold, use, not a bunch of pictures. I mean, let's be honest. I know that some artists want to like, you know, promo their art and stuff, but there's so many art in every single convention I go to. I can't even stress this enough. But that's money spending as well. And I feel like as much as cool as the things are, I walk away from a convention with not like the coolest things, but I'm not upset, because I sometimes keep in mind that literally like I have a bank account. I need to like make sure I don't spend that much money. I have college to go to. That maybe in the future I could just make my own thing, which I don't know how that's gonna be possible. I'm an education major. I don't know how it's gonna have to do with Infinity Gauntlet stuff. But like, oh my god, I can't even like. in general, not even that. There's a festival I go to called Sakura Sunday. It happens every April around that, or spring. And their stuff is expensive too. I'm like, okay, so it's just the idea that you need to just keep in mind, like, I know as cool as it is, you're meeting a celebrity, you're taking the Infinity Gauntlet that's like really heavy and looks really cool and stuff and lights up. But if it's really expensive, it's really not worth it. Trust me. Like, you can buy it on Amazon for a cheaper price. Even if it's plastic, it's fine. It's the same thing. Even, like, okay, you know, I'm going to switch back to celebrities because that's my main point where it stands, right? So, meeting Tom Holland, greatest thing in the entire world. However, worth the price? Not exactly. Not exactly. Not at all. Like, I'm talking like, it's definitely not under $100. Let me just say that. It's expensive. But now that I know the experience of taking a photo op with a celebrity, if another celebrity came in, like, I don't know, like Chris Pratt or Robert Downey Jr., which, by the way, meeting Tom Holland, like seeing Tom Holland up close, I had that moment. If you don't know what I mean, there's an interview that Tom Holland did with, I think, Jimmy Kimmel, and like when he was talking about how he first met Robert Downey Jr., he was like, "Oh my God, it's Robert Downey Jr." It's a joke around here, but that's the moment I had when I met Tom Holland. Anyways. Point aside, as much as like I would love to meet the celebrity, knowing now the experience of taking a photo op and not being able to talk to the person, I think if you take an autograph, I think the reason people are willing to pay the same price as a photo op to take an autograph is because you actually have the time to talk to a celebrity. So either you take a photo where you get to have a photo of you being in the same room as the celebrity, or the autograph where you get to actually talk to them. It makes sense why people would also choose to pay autograph, which now that I think of it, as I know I was just literally critiquing like 30 minutes ago about why would you take an autograph and like it's just a writing copy, but I would love to talk. I prefer to talk to the celebrity more than taking a picture with them because, oh my, I can't even describe, like I was a little frustrated for paying that much money to be able to just take a photo and talk to them. By the end of result, it was just a photo, no talking. Like, I want to meet the celebrity properly, and I feel like I'm happy for experiencing the experience because, oh my God, I met Tom Holland. Like, come on. But would I do it again? No. As big as a celebrity as it would be, like, I'm trying to think of a celebrity right now. I'm really bad with actors and actresses, so that's why all I can think of is Marvel actors because that's the only one I know. Like Chris Evans or Chris Pratt, Scarlett Johansson, Robert Downey Jr., all those people I would love to meet, but paying that much money for not talking to them, no thank you. I would not. Maybe an autograph, possibly. Yeah, sure. I mean, I did actually, okay, this is kind of sad story time. I did make something for Tom Holland as a gift, and I made it, and I spent hours on it. They said no gifts, and I'm like, are you kidding me? I was really sad. If I were to take an autograph, I would have let him sign it, but nope. I decided to get a photo op that I didn't even talk to him on. Yeah, and actually, I was thinking about it also. There's like years ago when Vine was a thing. There was this group of boys. I'm pretty sure. Okay, if I say it and you know who it is, you're gonna cringe a lot. It's a MagCon boys, and I'm talking. It's like Hayes Grayer, Nash Grayer, Cameron Dallas, like those boys. And Shawn Mendes is actually one of them, but now he's a singer and successful, and I'm really proud of him. But those boys, they had their own tour thing, and somebody actually talked to me about this. They're like, yeah, this is how much the tickets were. $500 per person to see a bunch of young boys who probably haven't even passed puberty go on stage and do a bunch of dumb crap. I'm not even kidding. I've seen videos. They don't sing. They don't dance. They don't do anything that's worth your $500. Even Tom Holland, who's been in movies, billion-dollar movies, they only pay $250 for a photo op. I'd rather pay that much money to just see him than go to a tour. I can't even speak right now. $500 per person. And oh my God, $500 for a bunch of teen boys who had a lot of controversy eventually about, like, I haven't even talked about it. I'll talk about it in another show probably, but oh my God. 500, I like, when someone told me that, I'm like, you're you're joking. Like, and the worst part is that the majority of their audience were young girls. I'm talking like 10 years old to 15, probably. If they were older, then I don't know why we would be 18 and listen to or see those type of people. That would be horrible. But because I saw them, and I think they're popular because their looks, which I don't see because I can't even describe it. Oh my God. It's so sad to be able to hear such a story that like young girls are being brainwashed to pay $500 per person to see a bunch of boys do nothing on stage. Like, it makes no sense. Even if it's a photo op, I don't care. $500. Like, wow. I can't, like, it's so shocking. I just turned British for a second. So shocking. It's so shocking. Like, I can't, like, okay, I'm speechless. I can't. Like, I actually also met, okay, I know I said that was the only celebrity I met with Tom Holland. I did actually meet the voice actor for Mario and Luigi and Bowser. Both actors are different, actually, but one of them literally voices the majority of the Nintendo characters. And I met him, and I took an autograph with him and a photo op, and both of those were just $40. With that person who has like, who voices a character that's been in many games that are so successful, only $40. Yet there's those group of teen boys, which I don't think they're together anymore because like that was years ago. $500 per person to see them do really dumb things on stage. Possibly take a picture of them, but still, $500 is too much. I don't even think, okay, I know there's some singers who do 1,000, but that's a completely different story because they actually sing and they have talent, so it makes sense. And, you know, it's hours long and stuff like that. But, oh my God, it's sad. Not only that, I'm also talking about, like, for example, okay, I don't mean to throw him under the bus, but Jake Paul, okay? We know how many times he promotes his merch in his videos. I don't watch his videos, but I've heard it many times, and I don't want to watch his videos. No, thank you. Not my cup of tea. So he promotes his merch so many times, and we all know that his audience are very young as well. So having to brainwash these kids to pay money, sometimes they might steal their parents' credit card and buy the merch, like, and they say in a way like, oh, if you don't buy the merch, you're not a real Jake Paul, or like, oh, you're not worthy if you don't buy the merch. I swear, some of them say these things in their videos. I'm like, this is not good modeling for kids. Like, they have some people are not financially stable, and they might go off and buy merch that just says like, you can just use an ironing thing and just make your own shirt. Like, let's be honest here. I looked up a video. I'm like, this is easy. You don't have to buy merch to do it. And some of the merch are really expensive, by the way. I know, like, they're trying to pay the other people, but like, no, seriously. I mean, honestly, like, I hope you guys agree. Like, this is, like, I feel like being a celebrity, you have to sign up to basically being a good image to other people and your audience, which are really young. It's really concerning the fact that a lot of YouTube viewers are young. Like, they get brainwashed very easily. But once you grow up, you're like, okay, you know I shouldn't be spending that money. And I know, as much as I love YouTubers and stuff, and celebrities, but if their merch are expensive, I'm like, I'm better off just using my money for something else that's more useful. But if it's like a sale, that's when I'm like, I'm getting that merch, let's be honest. And I'm doing it just to express myself to other people, be like, this is what I like. Cool. Yeah, so the idea of, like, I know if anybody's gonna be future parents or our parents, just be careful. Just some celebrities out there really do brainwash a lot of the merch, and some of them don't like to promote their merch because they don't want to brainwash people. And some people do it in a funny way, which is like not in a way that they're like, hey, you better buy my merch right now. I know they live off of that money, but like at the same time, just take it easy. Take it easy. Meeting Tom Holland, how spending money with certain celebrities, and let me just say, if you like that celebrity or whatever celebrity you're following or looking up to, oh my God, wow, okay, anyways, don't even want to explain what happened. So if you you don't have to buy their stuff and stuff just to prove to them that, oh, I love you, I want to be able to support you, so therefore I'll do this to get your attention. Because in reality, they don't know that you bought the thing unless they get a paycheck and they're like, cool, I got that amount of money. So, like, I don't know how to explain. Like, I think it's really, and like as we're going on in generation, whatever, it's getting harder and harder to control kids to not take your credit card and just spend money. I know one friend who, they have a little kid. She's, I don't know how old she is. She's like 2nd, 3rd grade at the time, at least. She took her parents' credit cards and bought 400 figures off of Amazon of Shopkins. So you need to be careful on what they should and shouldn't buy. So like, it's a little hard. Again, it's a bit difficult to control that, but thankfully, the way I was raised, I was able to keep up my money and like know what to spend and what not to spend. And again, as much as you would love celebrities and singers, you don't have to show that with clothing, because clothing especially is very expensive. Make your own. Look up on Amazon. That's probably the best solution, really. Yeah, I think, but again, I'm not saying that meeting Tom Holland was like the worst experience of my life, but worth the money, no. Good experience, absolutely. I loved the idea of seeing him up close. And let me just say, hearing his accent up close and right in my ear is completely like an unexpected experience that I never thought I would be like, oh my God. Like, it's a whole different story just hearing his accent up close. Like, that's crazy to me. And in general, I respect him so much, and I think he's a great person, a great actor, and he's gonna have a huge future in the future. Huge future. I was gonna say huge future in the future, but you know what? Sure, let me say that. And despite the Disney Sony thing, I think he has potential. I really think, because again, his character is not like, okay, the other Spider-Man men, I'm not gonna say Spider-Mans because that wouldn't make sense. The other Spider-Men, they were just an adult having MJ and all that. They rescue the people, whatever. But the thing that's different about Tom Holland's Spider-Man is that not only is he young, he's in school, so like there's that conflict, and there was the conflict of keeping it from Aunt May, but that was resolved. Sorry for the spoilers. And like MJ is completely a different character, and it's just, there's so much unique things in there that I feel like he has potential, even though he's out of the MCU. And I know they left it in a cliffhanger in Far From Home, and I'm really frustrated that they can't keep, because that cliffhanger has to do with Marvel. So like, now that he's out of Marvel, I don't know how that's gonna work in the future Sony films, and I'm really hoping Sony can like, nail it. So I'm wishing them the best of luck. Which, by the way, as you can tell, I'm siding with Sony. I'm sorry, but Sony has more rights because they are they make the most money, I think, out of Spider-Man movies, so they have the right to get more money than Disney. Disney owns so many things that there's no matter what they do, they're getting money, okay? And like, I feel like just giving Sony a chance to they make less money than Disney, I'm pretty sure. So I feel like just giving them Spider-Man so they can be able to get the money to make better and high budget movies, it's just better. But like, I don't think the 50-50 thing is worth it. I don't know. I don't like that. But that's my opinion on it. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about it, but I talked about it. Yeah, so thanks for tuning in. I did, again, if you're just tuning in or you're just listening, I talked about my experience with meeting Tom Holland and how money spending is kind of a little dangerous when it comes to celebrities. And all I can advise is just watch your kids. I'm not going to continue the quote. Just make sure they don't spend or take your money or any of this just to spend money on clothes. Like, it's useless. But yeah, if you did meet a celebrity before, you can go on my Facebook. Again, montcoradio.com, go to calendars, put my mind in the working. Just add on a status on how you met a certain celebrity, or if you haven't and you did spend a lot of money on something that you feel like you shouldn't, you can talk about that too. I'm willing to respond to those, and we can chit chat about our regretful choices. So yeah, so this is my mind in the working, signing off, and I'll see you guys next week. See you guys. This is my mind in the working.